The race began then with the #1 car, Moritz Viskirchen, from pole position, getting a good start. Contrasting that, of course, Keanu Alizari actually lost places to some of the fast Cup 1 Ferraris as the race got underway. He would be trying to find some track space on the first lap. A lot of the entertainment in the early stages came from those Cup 1 cars, the Ferrari 296 Challenge machines. Oscar Rintovic holding himself to account magnificently in this race. He would briefly hold up Keanu Alizari. He would continue to lead Cup 1 for much of the first half of the race. Meanwhile, Jerzy Spinkovic and Simon Vilner having a bit of side-by-side action further back in the field. This is just outside the podium positions where Thomas Anderson was also trying to come and play. And Anderson familiar with that KTM GT2 car, and I'm sure indeed familiar with Keanu Alizari, as Alizari went past both of them in fairly short order, just moments apart, those two overtakes. Alizari would disappear off to try and find a way past Jerzy Spinkovic, while Anderson would continue to scrap with the KTM. It was that move again from Alizari going into turn 5, the Toro VIP. Meanwhile, the Cup 1 battle continued on. Maciel got himself past John Dillon out there on the circuit. Alfredo Hernandez having a spin at turn 13, and then trying to gather it up. I think he thought that he could maybe get the car spun around. Maybe the traction control kicked in there. I've seen that happen to Alex Zanardi many years ago in a GT3 BMW. Car didn't rotate for him. Unfortunately, he had a bit of a secondary moment. Alessio Ruffini also having a bit of a spin out there for Autosport Racing. He would continue on unabated. The 76 car of Andres Berg Sorensen finding his way past a recovering Hernandez, who was a lap down, but was keeping pace with the GT Cup 1 class machines. John Dillon had to serve a drive-through penalty for start procedure issues, and he would start scything his way back through the field to eventually finish 5th place within Cup 1. But this was the defining move of the race. Much like many of Keanu Alizari's overtakes, it came at turn 5, and it was very masterful in its execution. Severin Mazur and Simon Vilner getting too close for comfort very nearly at the first corner, and Mazur would get back through, only for Vilner to move back into 4th position overall before the conclusion of the final lap. While all of that was going on, Alizari had built a gap to the lead to 2nd place Moritz Viskirchen. He was in the lead, and he would take the checkered flag first. It would be a win for SSR Performance. Keanu Alizari, his GT3 debut, taking the glory in the GT Winter Series. So the results in full: Keanu Alizari winning by just 1.8 seconds, but that doesn't really tell the story of the pace the young man had. Moritz Viskirchen claiming 2nd overall ahead of Jerzy Spinkovic, Cup 4 winner, in 3rd place. Simon Vilner in 4th for the MZR Motorsport Zentrum Reed outfit. Severin Mazur in 5th place. Thomas Anderson 3rd among the GT3s and 6th overall. Cristiano Maciel coming out on top in the Cup 1 category, just ahead of Oscar Rintovic, who continues to show great pace in the early stages of his career. Maciel, of course, also in the early stages of his. Berg Sorensen in 9th place. Dexter Muller rounding out the overall top 10 in the Carbahn Mercedes. Kalle Bergman wins the Cup 2 category ahead of Rafael Duran. John Dillon in 13th place after his drive-through. Leandro Martins in 14th and 2nd among the Cup 2 drivers. Biankowski 15th. Biberich Martini in 16th place. Haugen in 17th. Duran in 18th place, Alessio Ruffini in 19th, Ryan James rounding out your top 20 in the Cup 3 class McLaren, Darren Howell in 21st place, and Alfredo Hernandez rounds out the finishing order. 22 cars took the start and 22 reached the flag here at the Autodromo Internacional do Algarve